I'm 82 years old. That's enough time to rack up some serious mistakes. But my biggest one wasn't a bad business deal or a missed investment. It was the decision I made when I was a boy. I decided feeling things was a weakness. I spent 60 years polishing that armor, making sure nobody could see a crack in the foundation. Now I sit here, and this armor is heavy. It protects me from everything, even connection. I need you to understand what being emotionally strong really costs you in the end. I lost my wife, Isabella, 8 years ago. But honestly, I lost her decades before that. She'd try to talk about things, the stress of raising our son Clive, or maybe just a bad day she had. I'd always cut her off. We'll talk about it later, I'd say, or sometimes, just toughen up, Isabella. I saw myself as practical, not cruel. I thought I was protecting her from my own burdens and protecting myself from looking soft. I genuinely thought that's what a proper man did back then. When I was growing up in the 40s and 50s, the message was clear. Men were granite. We didn't talk about fear. We didn't discuss anxiety. If something bad happened, you shook it off and went back to work. If you had a disagreement with your father, you just stopped talking about it until the tension went away. That's how I handled my wedding day, the birth of my children, even my mother's funeral. Silence. I bottled every single emotion up tight, like a jar of preserves I planned to open later. I never did open that jar. It just spoiled everything around it. It started showing up most clearly with Clive. When he was about 15, he was struggling in school. His grades dropped. He was sad, withdrawn. He came to me, hesitant, looking for something I didn't know how to give. I didn't ask him how he felt. I asked him why he wasn't trying harder. I gave him a lecture on responsibility and discipline. I saw the light go out in his eyes right there. That's when he learned that Dad was a good provider, a good earner, but a terrible comfort. I didn't teach him to be tough. I taught him to hide from me. We had a big house. We had nice cars. We never wanted for money. People looked at our life from the outside and thought we had it all figured out. But we didn't speak the language of the heart inside those four walls. I remember Isabella saying once, "Arthur, you treat me like an account book. Everything balanced, everything itemized, nothing truly felt." I scoffed. I told her feelings were sloppy. I didn't realize that the sloppiness, that vulnerability, was the glue that held a life together. I thought I was protecting my family, but I was denying them the real me. I remember the day she finally moved into the spare room. It wasn't loud. There was no screaming. It was just a quiet acknowledgement that we were roommates now, not partners. She wasn't angry anymore. She was empty of expectation. I walked past her door and I felt a strange heat in my chest, a tightness. It was grief, but I couldn't name it then. Instead of knocking and saying, "Isabella, I'm scared," I slammed the refrigerator door and went to read the paper. I chose pride over connection. I chose silence over salvation. That's what I was. An emotional miser. I hoarded every single feeling, every joy, every disappointment, every fear. I thought if I shared them, they would be spent, and I wouldn't have anything left for myself. I was saving up vulnerability for a rainy day that never came. And you know what happens to things that are hoarded too long? They become worthless. My deepest love, my profound regret, It all turned rancid because I never let the light or air touch it. I starved my own heart trying to keep it safe. Look at me now. I'm 82. I'm physically strong for my age. I walk without a cane. My mind is sharp. I won every battle I ever fought in the workplace. I am, by all physical metrics, the strongest man on this floor. Yet, I am the loneliest. Clive calls on holidays, mostly out of duty. He doesn't know how to talk to me because I never taught him how to talk to me. He inherited my silence. I see Jasper down the hall weeping over an old photo of his late wife, and his grandkids visit weekly. He showed his whole self. I showed nobody. I keep thinking about what it would feel like to just cry now. To finally let go of 60 years of suppressed history. I tried once. I was looking out the window watching the rain, and I felt a tear well up. And instantly, that old, terrible habit kicked in. I straightened my tie, inhaled sharply, and forced it back down. Even now, when the consequences are irreversible, the armor won't come off. That's the tragic irony. I am terrified of showing weakness right when I need comfort the most. People talk about financial ruin. They talk about losing jobs or losing a house. Those are things you can rebuild, things you can replace. But when you hide your true self, you lose the moments. You lose the quiet understanding you could have shared with your partner. You lose the trust of your children. You lose the ability to sit quietly with another human being and feel completely safe. That's the everything that was stolen from me, not by fate, but by my own stubborn definition of manhood. It cost me the intimacy of a well-lived life. So if you are listening to me and you're 20 or 30 or 40, stop hoarding. Stop saving your feelings for some later date. Talk to your spouse tonight about the thing that's really bothering you, not the laundry or the bills. Hug your child and tell them exactly why you're proud of them, not just that you expect them to succeed. Let your people see the messy parts, because the messy parts are the human parts. The people who truly love you don't want your perfection. They want your honest presence. Strength isn't the absence of feeling. True strength is the ability to face your feelings, own them, and share them without apology. I thought vulnerability was the quicksand that would suck me down. Now I know it's the solid ground you stand on when the rest of the world is shaking. Don't be me. Don't become the strongest, loneliest person you know. Take off the armor. It's too late for me, but it's not too late for you. Go live a truly felt life.